I joined the Air Force when I was 19 years old. Was blessed with a 28-year career. It was spread over a number of years I was in. But I was blessed with a career that got me to places I would never have seen. I have two major rebounds. The first was when we lost our son. It'll be 11 years this year, 11 years ago. He was a month short of his 23rd birthday and was taken in a motorcycle accident. He was merging onto the interstate and somebody else did something and ran over his front wheel. I had just traded text messages with him earlier that morning. Had to get that telephone call. And I was with a brother of mine, a Christian brother of mine. We were fishing, and I never fish. Longest car ride of my life to get back home to my wife and my daughter. And some point in time in that first week, I just prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, I don't understand this. I don't get it, but I'm going to trust you. I can remember still sitting at his funeral service and thinking, we have to live the rest of our lives without our son. How are we going to do that? I think in response to us just deciding to trust. I'm going to tell you what, it's hard to trust at a time like that, but it's also hard to do anything else. But in response to us choosing to trust, he gave us that peace that surpasses all understanding, because I don't understand it myself. A little over 4 years after that, I was diagnosed with a blood plasma cancer called multiple myeloma. I had never heard of multiple myeloma before. I thought I had something orthopedic going on. I was almost 60 years old, for heaven's sake. And, you have aches and pains, and my back was hurting. It was hurting pretty bad. And so my wife took me to the emergency room. And at one point in time, the doctor came in and said, okay, this is not orthopedic. It is cancer. That's the last thing I recall from that conversation, until everyone cleared the room. One gentleman stayed. He was, I think his title was admitting physician, and he offered to pray with us right there in the emergency room. So the whole cancer odyssey began with prayer. Doc said, we're going to get a room for you in a cancer center. I said, okay, what time do you want me back here in the morning? He went, nah, we're going to wheel you over there right now. I couldn't sleep in a bed because of the damage to my spine. I had compression fractures in 4 vertebrae. I have subsequently had 3 of them repaired. The other one wasn't so severe that it had to be repaired. I can remember, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's never darker than a dark time in the morning when you're awake and nobody else is. We're in the lazy boy because you can't lay flat in bed. And I was wondering if I had been sent home to die. And then I just said, you know what? After all my family's been through, my daughter lost her only brother 4 weeks before she was graduating from high school. Talking about flushing your whole senior year down a commode. My wife, everything she had been through, everything we'd been through together. What would I be telling them if I quit on them? Would I be telling them? And the only phrase that kept coming back to me was, I'm not going to tell them you're not worth fighting for. And I am convinced that was the Lord. I did not hear an audible voice, but I know the Lord was in that. And besides that, this cancer isn't the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So it might get me someday. My prayer is that when I go, people will say, I hope I can go out like that. We have a chance to do something that King Solomon didn't do. We have a chance to finish well. There aren't many things that we can say that we can do that King Solomon didn't. My prayer is that I finish well. When you're in Christ, you're a new creation. And the old has passed away. If the God of all creation can forgive you, and He can, there's a good chance you can let it go too. I am Colonel Mike Humphrey, and this is my rebound story.